Boy Swallows Universe is one of my favourite books of 2018. Its characters and story are indelible. The main character Eli wants nothing more in the world than to be a journalist, and with his words he creates intense visual images. As I read the book, I made notes of significant objects, phrases, and recurring motifs. I decided I wanted to splice these significant images into the cover digitally and contrast them with stark black and white graphic elements. I created a clipping mask for each of the title words and used the image to fill the space out. This gave the shapes a sense of opacity. They act like a window through to the image behind them. The gum leaves are symbolic of Eli's travels around the city. On foot, he paints a picture of suburban Brisbane in the 1980s. The enigmatic phrase, "Your end is a dead blue wren," is the linchpin of the whole story, and so blue bird feathers were incorporated. The astral images not only explicitly reference the title, but the underlying theme in the book of vastness and uncertainty. Eli describes himself as standing at the edge of the universe. The digital image of the screaming boy is red, to reference the red telephone that features throughout the story and the anguish it causes. Rather than acting as the focal point of the design, the image becomes the background. The title of the book is focal and overwhelming. It is the same title of the article that Eli writes for the Courier Mail, and I wanted the text to retain the feel of a headline that you might read on the front of a newspaper. Boy Swallows Universe. I chose a solid block lettering typeface without any serif and capitalised the letters. The clean and minimal black and white colours are an homage to the newspapers and books, and they simultaneously create a sense of balance, but also of contrast, between hollowness and solidity. Boy Swallows Universe is the somewhat autobiographical story of its author, Trent Dalton. Trent, a Brisbane journalist, said, "All of me is in here, everything I've ever done." His name is handwritten on the cover, like he's signing off at the end of the story. The same visual style was used in the book cover, poster and zine to create a sense of unity, and the motifs of gum leaves, feathers and the imagery of space reappear throughout. I wanted to recreate that same sense of standing at the edge of the universe. The digital image I constructed of Eli screaming can be seen more wholly in the zine, this time with a more explicit reference to the title. A handwritten message from Dalton about the great significance the book holds to him is overlaid, augmenting the deeply personal feel of the design, which mirrors the deeply personal feel of the book.